when you don't have really the requisite calories to survive, and you can't really talk about the dignity of a human being, we Africans have to stand up and say we have to develop ourselves from our own resources. And Africa has the potential to do that.
For any development to take place, you need knowledge, you need information. The environment is changing very fast, population is growing very fast, so you need somebody who is very articulate to be able to assist to bring agriculture as if it is a whole piece for the utilization of the farm. So for Africa, agricultural extension, that is the delivery of knowledge, if I may put it that way, is very, very, very important.
Most of the African countries, obviously, governments have failed really to address the issue of training in agriculture. It is time to wake up and redress the situation, because we know that Africa can make it.
Devant la montée rapide de la pression démographique, l'agriculture traditionnelle, peu intensive, s'est avérée impuissante à satisfaire à la demande accrue en produits alimentaires. L'Afrique subsaharienne n'a pas réussi son développement agricole.
When you talk about developing agriculture, you are talking about taking to farmers all the existing technologies. And extension worker is the one who is the bridge between the researcher and the farmers. But the fact of the matter is that they are not equipped with requisite knowledge, skills. Here is the challenge. We have to upgrade the extension, especially the mid-career extension workers.
Agriculture is becoming more dynamic now. Farmers are asking more questions now. So we think universities and research should also radicalize their own systems. They have to look at their curriculum and revise them. We want action-oriented training now. We want action-oriented research now. So we think that the universities must follow what the farmer is doing in the field to be able to design requisite training.
Au Ghana, le ministère de l'Alimentation et de l'Agriculture s'est associé à l'Université de Cape Coast dans un programme original destiné à former les vulgarisateurs de demain et faire de l'université un acteur privilégié du développement agricole du Ghana. L'association Sasakawa pour l'Afrique et le Winrock International Institute ont fourni les fonds et le savoir-faire nécessaires à la mise en œuvre de cette nouvelle approche.
We have one of the rarest chances to be able to train our staff, not too much from the orthodox way of doing things, but doing it another way, but achieving a very good result.
Let me just go back to the start point of this program. When we approached the university, it was the question of rigor, the question of establishing a new practical program for them was a big issue.
La rigueur académique se révéla être un point d'écueil majeur dans les discussions préparatoires. Le ministère désirait un cours permettant de renouveler les connaissances de son personnel de terrain, généralement peu préparé à l'obtention d'un diplôme universitaire. Une nouvelle approche s'imposait donc, le programme devant notamment intégrer la participation de la communauté agricole. Mais la plupart des universités se montraient réticentes devant un projet si peu conventionnel, mettant en avant l'argument de la rigueur académique que certains préférèrent appeler rigidité cadavérique. Cape Coast, au Ghana. C'est ici, à l'université de Cape Coast, que ces propositions originales recevra finalement un accueil favorable, trouvant notamment écho dans la philosophie pédagogique de son vice-chancelier, le professeur Samuel Adjepong.
We talk about universities being instruments of change, but rarely do we go out and find what is happening in the community. Now, in the past, it was all right. I mean, you could pursue, knowledge for its own sake. But for us in the developing countries, particularly in Africa, I do not think that we have that luxury.
Ces vulgarisateurs constituent la première promotion de la nouvelle licence agricole. Tous en milieu de carrière, avec une dizaine d'années d'expérience, ils comptent parmi les meilleurs vulgarisateurs du Ghana. C'est au lendemain de l'indépendance du Ghana que l'université de Cape Coast s'établit comme centre d'excellence académique. Animé par l'idéalisme de l'époque, 6 villages donnèrent des terres pour construire l'université.
I went around the 6 villages and discovered that in the 33 years of our existence here, only one person from one of the villages has actually passed through the walls of the university, and that was rather disappointing.
Quand le professeur Adjepong devint vice-chancelier, il entreprit de maintenir le niveau d'excellence tout en redéfinissant les priorités.
There should be a two-way interaction between the society and the university. It's good for the university, and it's also good for the society.
I have also heard, and we know,
Le docteur Joe Kwateng, maître de conférences en agronomie, est l'un de ceux qui mettent ces idées en pratique.
This morning I would like us to take a look at government policies in agriculture in the country.
Afin d'attirer les meilleurs candidats, le ministère garantit le salaire des étudiants pendant leur formation. Dans le passé, on envoyait souvent les meilleurs étudiants passer des diplômes supérieurs à l'étranger. Mais cela s'est avéré très coûteux et beaucoup ne sont pas revenus, peu tentés par les bas salaires qui les attendent à leur retour.
The end result is that the whole Africa, the whole continent is facing the problem of brain drain of well-qualified people, whereas we need them here in Africa to help in the development of this continent. Our philosophy is to keep people in Africa and give them the opportunity to have the same level of academic training.
What do you have to say about the fact that you haven't succeeded in taking technology to farmers?
Policy is planned from the top and triggered down to the farmer who is going to be the beneficiary. And I think, in my opinion, it should be from down to top.
Dans le cadre de ces études, chaque étudiant doit choisir un projet concret à mettre en œuvre avec les fermiers, un cas pratique d'entrepreneuriat dirigé. Niémé Adiepiena a choisi d'introduire la technologie de fumage de porc auprès des éleveurs.
I am Niémé Adiepiena. I work with a Women in Agri Development Department under the Ministry of Agriculture. And I chose pork mainly because I want to encourage intake of animal protein.
La réticence initiale des fermiers à l'introduction de nouvelles techniques laisse souvent place à l'enthousiasme quand ils prennent conscience de l'apport financier qu'elles peuvent générer.
Normally you sell it, the fresh meat.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
So we want to see if we can smoke it, present it in that form. And in that form, maybe the price will be better. I will teach you how we should go about it.
I settled on smoking because that has been our culture in the villages. Smoking has been the method that we use to preserve our meat and fish.
Elle leur a montré comment utiliser les conservateurs dans la préparation de la viande pour le fumage et les a invités à venir découvrir la fumeuse mise en place à l'université. Très vite, ils ont noté toutes sortes de défauts de conception. Et lorsqu'ils bâtirent leur propre machine, ils y incorporèrent de nombreuses modifications. Au lieu de placer le fourneau à l'avant où il risquait de se brûler les jambes, ils l'ont placé sur le côté et ont adopté le gaz au lieu du bois. Ils ont rajouté des barres supplémentaires pour pendre la viande et ont élargi la porte. Dans l'ensemble, une machine nettement améliorée par rapport au four conçu par les chercheurs de l'université.
Now, do we all see the way she has constantly used a participatory approach at every stage of the process?
The farmer per se has also got something that we have to tap and use. We shouldn't always depend on scientific ideas and leave the farmer out. When they bring out their own ideas, they actually adapt whatever new technology we introduce to them.
What she's saying is very important, that we should never underestimate what farmers know.
after we've cured, put it in the oven, and it came out so beautifully. The color was still golden brown. We were all excited about it.
Oh, hello, Jenny. Hello.
You're welcome.
Hello, thank you. How are you doing? Looks lovely.
Yes.
Le docteur Fred Odoy est le maître d'études de Nuémé Adiepiena. Pour Nuémé, ce fut un long et parfois difficile projet.
She's displayed a high sense of how should I say, courage. She went into this thing, I should say, quite blind. She had no background in meat processing. She's kept coming back when she had problems to talk things over, go back and redesign things. And she went in with a will to succeed. I've been most impressed with her fighting attitude.
It's their own animal, and we are doing it on their farm, and there's nothing new from anywhere. Whatever we use, they are doing themselves.
And then we can also talk about, of course, money, of course. What from that point of view, how has it made a big improvement in your earnings?
In fact, first we used to...
And this course basically has challenged them by making them attempt to do things they had never tried their hands on before. It's not just the student, but we, the faculty staff, are also being challenged to reassess our ways of teaching and the sort of research we're trying to push on to people. All right then. God bless. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks for coming.
And you.
Isaac Aparbi, un autre candidat à la licence, travaille au service de l'information du ministère de l'Alimentation et de l'Agriculture. Pour son projet, il voulait convaincre les fermiers de moderniser leur système de stockage du maïs, un problème particulièrement pressant au Ghana.
Maize farmers lose a lot of the maize after harvest. So it is proper that a way is found to help them reduce loss. And this improved narrow crepe is one way of helping farmers to do that. So I decided to work on that. And how do I do it? I just want to prepare materials that the extension staff will use to teach farmers how to construct, use, and manage the crepe. At the meeting, I introduced the technology to them and backed it with a poster. You see that there are differences in the price for sure. So that all we are trying to do is to reduce costs. We tell them about the importance of the crepe, the usefulness of the crepe. And based on that, the farmer is free to decide whether to do it or not. So the decision is solely his. And if you involve the farmers right from that point, I think that is the best way to do it. And he readily sees the use, the importance of such a crepe, comparing it with what he was using. And the poster was so attractive to them that at the end of the meeting, I remember 3 people opted to construct one.
L'une des étapes essentielles de la conception en communication est de tester le concept sur le terrain pour vérifier qu'il produit bien les résultats escomptés. Ainsi, il devait déceler un message parasite sur son premier projet d'affiche.
One important aspect of the crepe is that it prevents rodents from entering. So when I designed the poster, I sort of put rats at a point where they cannot climb because we put rodent gas on it. But upon pre-testing the poster, we realized that farmers rather associate the rats with the crepe. So based on this pre-testing, we would like to remove the rats entirely from the poster. There is a general statement that spoken does not mean heard, and heard does not mean understood. Through the course, I realized that clearly, that if you want to communicate a message, make sure that the message is understood.
One of the problems they had in that department is that they really did not have the skills to put out training materials. So Isaac decided to take up a challenge. We thought this was a really laudable idea, and he had a lot of enthusiasm. So what we decided to do was to work with him and just guide him, and this worked out very well.
Basically, the course has been very useful. Academically, it has been very hectic. And then the field work through the field work, you are exposed to real farm situation, and we've gained a lot out of that.
Isaac a décidé aussi de tourner une vidéo pour montrer la construction du grenier. Le montage était pour lui une nouvelle expérience et il reçut l'aide d'un spécialiste, Sef Ashiama.
Materials that are used, turn to page.
Il a également conçu un guide expliquant comment construire le grenier.
The course content is so rich, I think I have improved a lot in the field of communication, especially person to person.
The basic philosophy of this course is to create a field staff or agricultural extension managerial staff who have the ability to analyze farmers' problems and find solutions to them. We think the supervised enterprise program has been able to redo, if I may use this word, technically redo our personnel.
Good.
L'intégration des aspects théoriques et pratiques dans un programme dynamique cohérent est la responsabilité du docteur Moses Zina.
They have realized that they have an inner energy that was dormant. I'm sure they believed it, but they doubted it because the system had shut the door. Now the door is opened. They have developed so much confidence in themselves that can never be put off. They have strong communication skills. They have strong human relations skills. They have strong commitment to their work. And they have empathy for the people that they're trying to help.
You see the confidence level, you see what they have actually done in the field, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment, a sense of success, a sense of satisfaction. I know they are going to change the whole system because I think they've acquired the kind of education that will enable them to do just that.
Le village d'Achokoko, dans la région d'Ashanti, au Ghana. Yaya Moussa grimpe à un arbre pour y cueillir de la caroube, qu'on nomme ici le dawa-dawa. Ces arbres poussent à l'état sauvage. Chaque année, la caroube se fait plus rare et les hommes doivent aller de plus en plus loin pour en trouver. Dans une région où le dawa-dawa est un pilier essentiel de la vie économique, c'est une véritable catastrophe. Les graines de caroube sont malaxées en une pâte fermentée qu'on emploie comme additif et complément alimentaire et aromatisant. Le dawa-dawa est pratiquement la seule source de revenus de ces femmes. Sa raréfaction rend leur existence extrêmement difficile. Un cas d'entrepreneuriat dirigé s'est attaqué à cette situation économique préoccupante. L'étudiante qui mène ce projet est Dorothy Effa.
I decided to work with rural women because here most of these farmers are women, the processors are women, and in that society they bear most of the burden. Meanwhile, their incomes are very low. So I decided to teach these women how to process soybean into dawa-dawa as an income-generating activity.
La substitution du dawa-dawa par le soja représente une évolution déterminante. Il a fallu d'abord persuader les femmes d'adopter cette nouvelle technologie.
So they came to a meeting and I introduced the project to them. Hey, my idea, mommy, this
Son directeur de projet était le docteur Edouard Ntifosayo.
Dorothy has been transformed from just a normal, typical student into a very self-confident person who can work with people. Through this project, she's been able to know how much she can organize people, how much she can inspire people, how much she can facilitate group development, and how much she can generally instill in people the ability to work for themselves and their own development.
Show to them the soya bean and then tell them how it can be used to process dawa-dawa. Mon cher. This BSc course has been very, very, very useful to me. It has helped me to improve my communication skills. I have learned that any technology should be adapted to suit the existing condition on the ground. It shouldn't be stereotyped.
Elle a organisé une démonstration en décrivant chaque étape du processus.
One of the things I have learned myself is these things you don't teach them. But we didn't teach her. We just inspired in her to know how much capacity she has for herself. Because the various courses we gave them were just skills in knowing yourself, skills in tapping into your own creativity, skills in asking questions, skills in thinking about alternatives.
Elle a identifié un réel besoin et les femmes ont adopté la nouvelle technologie avec enthousiasme. Ce fut une bouée de sauvetage pour leur économie mourante.
Some time of the year they are out of business.
Okay.
Because the locust bean will not be in season.
Okay.
That is why.
But in terms of microorganism, I'm interested. I mean, is it the same process going on here? Or?
Yes, research has shown that the same microorganism that worked on the soya bean, that is the same thing that worked also on the locust bean.
Process of fermentation and everything is almost the same.
It's almost the same thing.
I see. The SEPs, the Supervised Enterprise Project component, is the core, the central nerve of the project. Everything, every course, everything else we do is to help students shape that practical component for it to be effective and successful. But in terms of cost, can you tell us, I mean, is there any difference between how much it costs to produce this and how much it costs to produce from the locust bean?
Yeah.
It's cheaper to make this?
It's cheaper to make it. And even less is easier.
Okay.
The other one is very laborious.
Okay.
You have to boil it for 24 hours. This one, you boil it for only 1.5 hours. And presently, they are buying a bowl of the locust bean for 2,000. And then the soya bean is 1,500.
But are the women producing the soya bean themselves or they are buying on the market?
They have their own farm, but they buy to supplement.
L'obtention de crédit demeurait un gros problème, les prêteurs locaux réclamant 100% d'intérêt. Les banques leur avaient déjà dit non. Mais Dorothy les persuada de renouveler leur demande maintenant qu'elles formaient un groupe. Cette fois, on leur accorda 100 000 CD chacune, environ $80 américains.
But have they been able to pay back the loan?
Yes, they have paid the loan. The recovery is 100%.
Oh.
And it will interest you to know that the manager has increased the loan to 300,000 per person. So now they have a loan of 7.4 million.
We always talk about agriculture in Africa as subsistence, and time is no more to stick to this kind of idea. The concept of enterprise is for the students when they are with farmers to make sure that farmers don't produce just for survival, but they produce because they have to make profit of it.
Le professeur Adjepang est venu voir le travail de Dorothy et Fa.
Hey,
I found her as a very relaxed student when I came, and I also saw that she had really established a very good relationship between herself and the villagers.
Black is the whole.
I'm here because I feel really concerned that we must really produce the change that is required in these rural areas. The project itself is exciting, it's interesting, it's relevant to the people.
To soften it. My bro. Oh, they are saying that they are very tired.
How do they get the sand out?
Out. That's what they are doing.
Oh, okay, okay. This is one village. How do we get the good news to the numerous other villages who haven't heard about this? How do we do this? This is the sort of impact I would like to see. For me, this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning.
Quand il est arrivé dans ce village, il y avait des signes évidents de pauvreté et de malnutrition. Son projet a eu des répercussions économiques tangibles.
Just about 9 months, 1 year now, there is a big difference. All the children in this village have wonderful signs of improvement in their health and growth. They are all happy, and many of the kids are now in school.
I was really happy because I could see that it's progressing, and then even the condition in the village is changing. They are also happy, the women, and even their husbands too. The way they see me, the way they interact with me shows that they are all happy about the project.
Les femmes d'Achokoko plantent la prochaine récolte de soja. Le programme de la licence met un accent particulier sur le rôle de la femme dans l'agriculture.
There is a fundamental problem which, as a nation, in Ghana and indeed in Africa, we have to resolve. Women education is very important. I think the fact of the matter, historically, our fathers in the past refused to get women trained because they thought that women will only go and marry men. Our commitment to women is absolute because we know that in the farming sector, women are playing a very leading role. In fact, I would say that about 60-70% of the farming enterprise is in the hands of women.
Hello, madam.
Oh, hi. So you finished with the course?
Yes.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Niémé Adiepena est venue discuter de son avenir professionnel avec la directrice intérimaire du service de la femme dans le département développement agricole, Rosetta Tetebo, et la supérieure de Niémé, Juliana Denis.
There is something I would want to say in appreciation to what the Sasakawa Africa Association has done for the women farmers in this country. There is a commitment from the Sasakawa Africa Association as well as from the Ministry of Food and Agriculture to make sure that women benefit from the Sasakawa SAFE project at the University of Cape Coast.
We have finally come out with
Isaac Apabi démontre comment il compte intégrer ces nouvelles connaissances dans son travail.
the writing. And this is the final thing we have got. So as it is, we hope it's going to serve the purpose.
Et Dorothy Effa retourne diriger la vulgarisation dans son département.
First of all, I think the students who are enrolled in this program are really committed people. I'm really impressed with the quality of work that they have accomplished, and my belief is that they are really going to be the leaders to lead the development of agriculture in Africa. Problems here are the same as they are in Ethiopia or Mozambique or in Benin or in Nigeria. This program, this type of program is not meant to remain in Ghana. Ghana is just a start point.
Afin d'étendre l'expérience à travers l'Afrique subsaharienne, Winrock International et l'association Sasakawa pour l'Afrique mènent ensemble une campagne de collecte de fonds pour aider les universités à mettre en place d'autres programmes de ce type. Déjà, le mouvement se propage. De grandes universités ont choisi d'adopter cette nouvelle approche en Éthiopie, en Ouganda et en Tanzanie.
The partner initiative is an idea of trying to bring together several universities in Africa committed to training mid-level agricultural extension staff. Our aim is to share experiences among institutions committed to the same vision. And if we have several countries really in this partnership, I think over a generation we can really move a lot of things in sub-Saharan Africa. I believe that very strongly.